We're back with Moana 2, the follow-up sequel to the 2016 hit that sparked our love for Moana, the island girl destined to become chief, but who answered a different call. No, literally, the ocean called her. She sails off to break a curse plaguing her land. She meets demigod Maui, and together they defeat an overly decorated crab monster, coconut pirates, and return the Heartstone to the lava demon, restoring the balance of nature, of course. This new movie, we have Moana setting sail to break a curse plaguing her island again. Meeting up with Maui again, who together will defeat monsters, coconut pirates, and now a lightning demon. You know what they say, okay? Same ish, different day, different ocean. Same ish, different fish. Hit it. Welcome back to the new channel for Yo Asha TV. I'm Asha Laroux, your enthusiastic movie homie bestie friend, and for all my returning subscribers or subscribers that have transferred over to this channel, thank you. And my Patreon homies, it's fabulous to see you again. You look good. You're looking good, friend. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to the family, homie. I'm glad you're here. So here, I watch, review, and break down movies, TV shows, and everything in between. And today, we are going to be breaking down Moana 2. Released last Thursday on Thanksgiving, November 27th. So I hope y'all don't still have no leftovers. That's nasty. I think it's done. Let it go. So after receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors, Moana must journey to the far seas into the dangerous, long lost waters for an adventure unlike anything she's ever faced. Well, actually similarly to exactly what she's faced before. But this time around, she's back to save the day, but not by herself. Oh no, she has a new crew. Now it's Moana and friends. All right, so we have spoilers ahead. So if you have not seen it yet, go get your tickets now or join my Patreon crew and get a special access to watch it with me. Shh. Can't tell anybody, okay? I ain't trying to get sued, you ain't trying to get sued, okay? So I'm just gonna keep it on the down low, but check out my Patreon. So we pick up 2 to 3 years after the first film, right? Moana sets out to explore new islands, aiming to discover other people like her who are also connected to the ocean. And one fateful day, she gets a vision from her ancestor, warning her of a storm god named Nalo who wants to have power over all the mortals. And we kind of discover, or not really discover, I kind of pieced it together that like during the theft of the heart of the first movie, because it was never explained why he even took it in the first place. He was just out there just doing stuff. Nalo decides to sink the magic island of Motufetsu into the depths of the ocean to stop all of the Voyagers from connecting with each other because he's just a hater like that. And this was during the time that Maui actually stole the heart of Te Fiti. And you know, in the first movie, they never actually said the reason why he stole the heart. So I'm thinking that this is the reason. Speaking of our overly self-inflated demigod, we catch up with Maui, who's trying to access the god realm to fight Nalo. He alludes to the fact that he has a history with Nalo as well. So there's that. But a mysterious woman pushes back, as all of them seem to have like a complicated history, which is why I think that that's the reason why he stole the heart in the first place. But who's to say? While Tautai Vasa tells Moana that her island will become deserted if she doesn't find a way to Montefetsu, break the curse, and connect others, her island will be doomed. So what does Moana do? She gathers a quirky team together because this is a sequel. We have Aloto, a ditzy science engineering nerd. Moni, who is literally the ultimate Maui fanboy. Then we have the curmudgeon of a farmer, KK. Plus her pig Pua, and you cannot forget the demented rooster, Heihei. And they're off on the search of Montefetsu. But let's be real, okay? Let's keep it a buck. Moana picked a rather inexperienced crew. One's constantly trying to destroy their boat. The other one's focused on his fanfic, and one can't even swim. And they're out there in the middle of the ocean. Like, seriously, like Moana, out of all the villagers on the island, you pick the one person who can't swim? I don't understand. So they eventually run into, of course, the coconut pirates, my favorite, the Kakamora, who reveal that they too are victims of Nalo's scheming. They band together and paralyze a gigantic clam monster that popped up out of the sea, pretended to be an island to catch its prey, and unfortunately, they still get eaten. But this actually leads them to Matangi's lair in the belly of the beast, our newest villain, where Maui is actually being held captive, unbeknownst to the crew. Separated, Moana encounters Matangi alone, who gives off serious villain goddess vibes, and I was here for it. And she helps Moana escape because she too is a victim of Nalo. Allegedly, leading to a reunion with Maui. However, their joy is short-lived when they face a whole horde of sea serpents. At one point, Mani nearly dies. You know, what's a little trauma on an adventure? Like, that's just the whole point of it. You kind of signed up for this. So, feeling dejected after yet another setback, Moana finds the strength to lead again through, funny story, Maui's version of a personal motivational speech. And with a plan, they find a way to raise the island using Maui's magic and get Moana to touch the island to break the curse, right? That's the whole plan. But just as they confront Nalo, he strips Maui of his godhood, making it clear that it's only Moana who can touch the island and break the curse, and that they are doomed. In a climatic moment, yes. In a climatic moment, Moana dives underwater, giving it her all, making the heroic sacrifice, and just as she's about to touch the tip of Matufetsu, it costs her dearly as Nalo strikes her down with lightning. Mind you, she is all the way underwater, so the fact that the lightning reached under there is crazy to me. Like, everybody should be electrocuted. Maui then jumps in to save her, and with the help of Moana's ancestors, she is revived. Like, literally, she entered the Avatar state. It was crazy. Moana emerges with a Wayfinder's tattoo of her own and becomes a demigod herself. Literally, Avatar. But let's be real here. She's been showcasing being a waterbender this entire time, from the very first movie, okay? And Maui also regains his godly powers, and together they go back and raise Matufetsu, and I guess Nalo just goes away and disappears because he just stopped attacking them. Anyway, this is reuniting the people of the ocean, and just like that, new Wayfinders appear as if literally they were watching the whole showdown from their boats this entire time. Like, seriously, how did they pull up to that island so fast? It was underwater for centuries. And then the fact that the first ones were black really just kind of makes me think that they were just sitting out there on their boats like, yo bro, you see that? Man, like, the weather just cleared up out of nowhere. It was just like a lightning storm, and now like, oh look at that island, let's go check that out. Finally, Moana returns home to a grand celebration accompanied by her new fellow Wayfinders, tells her dad that this is just the beginning. And that confirms Moana 3. Oh, and don't forget, that mid-credit scene, there is a mid-credit scene where Nalo is getting ready to punish Matangi for her helping out Moana, only to be interrupted by Tamatoa, you know, the shiny crab guy, planning revenge. So yeah, this just further confirms that there's gonna be a third movie. What did you guys think of Moana 2? Let me know in the comments below, or join the fun on my Discord, on my Patreon. And if you made it this far, do not forget to like and subscribe and become a homie, forever a homie. Come on, join the crew and stay updated for more breakdowns and watch with me's. Overall, I actually really enjoyed the sequel. Okay, it's really giving me the classic Disney straight to DVD vibes. Am I aging myself? I don't care. Don't you judge me. We listen and we don't judge, okay? You know, like the Lion King 2 or the Aladdin sequels, which literally were all lit. No shade, but it did what a sequel was supposed to do. Expand what was already laid out before and give you a little bit of something new. Right? Introduce new characters, new songs, like jazz it up a bit. Speaking of the songs, yeah, they may not be as iconically catchy as How Far I'll Go or You're Welcome, but I genuinely believe these tracks fit perfectly with this film's emotional tone. And to be quite honest, I hated the You're Welcome song. Like, I hated it. As well as the like shiny song from the first one, though that one really could have been a bop. It just needed to cook a little more. that's just, you know, the new songs, these singing songs in this one were definitely a little bit more seasoned, except for the raps. Like, I really need y'all to cease and desist that all together. Like, please, no more raps. But the sequel songs, I really do feel like they were all good. The runs, the notes, the melodies, the harmonies were all on point. This was still scored by Mark Mancina. I know we didn't have Manuel Miranda, and that's okay. Mark Mancina did Tarzan, Brother Bear, and the first Moana, so he knows what he's doing, okay? I feel like majority of this flack this movie is getting is because Lin-Manuel Miranda actually paid y'all to hate block this movie because he wasn't a part of it, and people also really find it popular to hate TikTokers. But I think Barlow and Bear did their thing, because also I remember back a while ago, we all were annoyed anytime a movie came out and we found out Mr. Miranda was a part of the songs, okay? So, but I will also have to say, just to be fair, that he was really in his bag with Encanto. Maybe it's because it was more of a personal story, who knows? And I do think that he did a good job with the first Moana, except for, like, you know, some of the main songs, two of the main songs I really didn't like. But this one and the second one, I really liked the entire track list. The villain song ate, the Moana songs ate, you know, they even had like a little buddy song, and it was cute, you know. I just think that they were just better written and, you know, better produced. So maybe Lin can kind of collaborate for the third installment and we'll just have a masterpiece, because I do understand that it was lacking that musical theater essence and that Broadway flair that Lin brings, but like it was still good. Like it was still songs. There were songs. They just needed to add that theatrics to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm here for a collaboration. Just he can't be in full control. You know what I'm saying? And no more raps. Leave that to the proper culture. Okay, I'm not explaining on that any further. I will not be elaborating. Now, some critics argue that Moana's 2 isn't strong enough. But let's be real, her growth is subtle here because, again, she's already achieved most of that in the first movie, right? So it's not about changing or finding out who she is, because she did that. We did that. We've been there, done that. It's about her learning to trust herself in this new role and stepping confidently into an actual leader and the first voyager in her village for centuries. Like the only one that she's ever known, except for a demigod who's, you know, out demigodding. Plus, I like the fact that this film dives even deeper into the Polynesian culture and mythology a little bit more. The details, the tattoos, everything was just felt a little bit more authentically done, and like it was beautiful. It really enriched the story even further. So if you missed that, you might want to go back and rewatch it with a keener eye. Though I wish the villains had a little bit more oomph. Matangi had potential, but she didn't really live up to her like villainy badassery that I felt that she was really giving, but she was like holding back. Her song was hot though. I'm gonna be putting that on my playlist because it was definitely manipulative and it was hitting. It did it. She had them runs, and I was like, okay, don't trust her, Moana. But low key, she getting it. She bopping, and then you know it just didn't really go anywhere. Plus, we also never got to see Nalo. Like, never. He never showed up. We just saw lightning coming out the sky and it was a storm. And he was supposed to be the actual big bad. So I agree. That kind of fell flat. Maybe it's because it's building up for the trilogy, but like, I get it. I did want a little bit more in that area. Also, the side characters, besides a few, felt a little one-dimensional. KK's comedic quips were cute, but like, did he really serve any purpose? They just put this old man at risk in the face of danger on the middle of the ocean when he couldn't even swim for some cabbages. Like, come on. Lodo's accent to me was very like odd. It was an odd choice considering like the context of the story, because like the premise of the movie is that the people of the island of Montanui, where Moana is from, have been isolated for many generations, and yet Lodo is the only one in the village that literally sounds like she's from New Zealand and Australia, and like the Australian region. So I was just a little confused on that, because like, again, it was just like, where did she come from? How did she get here? And why is she the only one with the accent? Anyway, Those issues are probably due to the fact that this was reworked from going to be a series in 2020 with the plans of it airing solely on Disney Plus. But in February of this year, yes, February 2024, this series was transformed into a theatrical sequel. And with all the writer strikes and the actor strikes and things going on in Hollywood and in between, I can only assume that they had to start production with what they had and work and build from there. Also possibly now having the funds siphoned to hurriedly make this live action Moana movie that nobody asked for. Thanks, Dwayne. I hope your lace fronts and SpongeBob arms are worth it. I did like that Moana's heroic sacrifice at the end. It really reminded me of 97 Disney Hercules. At the end with the heroic sacrifice, they both swim down to save everyone, i.e. Meg and Motofetu and the villagers. And before a powerful force kills them, aka the Fates cutting the lifeline and Nalo striking her underwater with lightning, both reach it just in time, whereas Hercules survives. Moana actually, or unalive, sorry, don't want to get monetized. Both then get promoted to demigod status. Well, Herc was already a demi, so he actually got promoted to a full god mode status, so don't play with him, don't play with him, don't play with him, okay? Don't play with him. Let's address the hype, or lack thereof, of this movie, right? Some say it sucks. I solely blame Lynn and Dwayne, because but I strongly disagree that it sucks. I think it's great, and I think Lynn, I see you trying to sneak your way into those reviews. You know, 85% of the complaints say that, you know, they miss you and they want you to come back, right? Paid actors. Anyway, overall, I really, really like this sequel. I was expecting to feel like how most of the reviews were actually setting it up and I wasn't gonna like it, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was really giving OG Disney sequels. And again, that's not shade. That's actually a good thing. The Lion King 2, hot. Latin sequels, hot. Loved it. And like the songs are arguably hits too. Like they really were bops, okay? Like I think I'm gonna have to go back and do like a tier list of like Disney sequel bops. And Moana is gonna go on there. It really fits the MO, the OG Disney MO. So I really do recommend people go out and watch it, especially the TikTokers, because, you know, go run this movie up. They really out here trying to hate on your people. And this is a wave. Like this is big for TikTok. Like you got two TikTokers who have never been in anything scoring and writing songs for a motion picture. I'm here for it. I am here for it. And if they were just put on to write music for the show, then keep them. So overall, I give Moana 2 a solid 8.5 out of 10. And I can't wait to see where the Polynesian lore and our favorite / only island, not princess, takes us next. And more Matangi, please. I need to see her really eat. Like we haven't had a good female villain since like Ursula, and we need this. We need this. And for all that is sacred, for the love of all, please no more Miranda raps. Please leave that man and rapping. You too, Barlow and Bear, no more rapping. No more rapping. We don't need this. That's not y'all thing, okay? We gonna stop it. I cannot stress this enough. Please. That's it. All right, well, y'all, I want to say thanks for tuning in. Go watch Moana 2. The full reaction video is going to be up on my Patreon account, and I will catch y'all in the next one. It's been real. I am Asha Laroux, and this has been another episode of Yo Asha TV. Peace.